only lost 3. So in 1979, in came the rest of Europe, including the future 5-time Ryder Cup winner, Seve Ballesteros. Since Team Europe was established, the head-to-head reads Europe 13, USA 9. Home advantage is a big deal. Europe's last away win was the miracle at Medina in 2012, and America hasn't won on European soil since '93 at the Belfry. It's accepted that both teams tailor their home courses to suit their own players. For example, in Paris in 2018, Thomas Bjorn asked for the rough to be kept extra long beyond the green to target the big booming American drives. 10 years earlier, Paul Azinger did the opposite and the Valhalla rough was trimmed right down. On both occasions, the home side were resounding winners. So what about the money? The most recent Ryder Cup in Rome drew in a record 271,000 spectators and boosted the Italian economy by €262 million. In the US, the PGA America TV deal with NBC is worth $440 million. But no Ryder Cup revenue has ever gone directly to individual players. That's until now. In 2025, for the first time ever, the US team will each receive a fee for playing in New York. Of course, in Rome, legend has it Patrick Cantley refused to wear his cap because he wasn't being paid to wear it, though he insisted it simply didn't fit. Either way, Team Europe have made it clear they're more than happy to keep playing for the sheer thrill, joy and prestige of the Ryder Cup.
And welcome along to Early Sports Breakfast. I'm Katie Shanahan here, guiding you through until 6 o'clock, where talkSPORT Breakfast takes over with Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonlahor, who will be here very shortly. So if you're potentially on your way to work, you're walking the dogs, or you're just about to make a cup of coffee this Thursday morning, keep talkSPORT bubbling away in the background, as we've got plenty coming up for you over the next hour. And we would love to hear from you this morning as well, as we look ahead to the England against Wales game tonight. Give me a call, 03717 223344. You can text me 81089. Nick's in the studio. What's coming up on the show?
Well, on the way over the next hour, we'll start with Big Sir Jim's latest comments on Ruben Amorim. We'll take a look at an incredible press conference involving Craig Bellamy. I think I love that man more every day. Plus, we'll hear from John Obi Mikel on the best midfielder of England's golden generation. And we'll go through the best of the front and back pages on this Thursday morning.
Right, let's get into it. So you've got a lot of love for Craig Bellamy. So you're really looking forward to the England-Wales game tonight?
Very much so. We spoke a little bit about bad boys yesterday, didn't we? We all love a bad boy. And Craig Bellamy's been the first to admit that, you know, he's made some bad decisions in his past. But he's become this, like, philosopher king. And I listen to his press conferences. It kind of makes me a little bit want to be Welsh. I would run through fire for that man.
Wow. Okay, so what's like a key quote from yesterday for the people that potentially didn't listen to that press conference?
Well, I mean, there was so much. Basically, he sort of said he defended his players when Lawrence Moore, talkSPORT's presenter, asked about Carl Darlow and Ethan Ampadu if they've got anything to prove. And it's like, no, they've got absolutely nothing to prove. They've proved themselves over a number of seasons for both their club and for Wales. He said that we're not here as tourists. He also said the best bit, right, was when he said Wales will be on the front foot. We got fast men up front. We got to use them. We're not going to sit back deep. And he said, if you sit back against England, you'll die a slow death. He said, I'm not having that. Just put me up against the wall and shoot me. So, it was just often press conferences can be quite dull, but it was electric.
Oh, brilliant. Well, also, I'm all for, the quotes and the passion that he always delivers. So hopefully more from him tonight.
Yeah, and hopefully Wales will get stuffed as well.
Yeah. Right, Nick, you'll be back very shortly. It is 5:05. The big news overnight is regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe's latest comments on Ruben Amorim. The Manchester United minority owner spoke to the Times new podcast called The Business on how much time Amram has to prove himself as head coach at Old Trafford. Listen to this.
We have to be patient, and we have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch, and you can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one, every week. Sorry.
So Amram gets at least the rest of the season then.
Amram, he's a good guy. Yeah,
That's not the same thing. He's a good guy. It's not the rest of the season.
I would say Ruben, he needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years.
So you give him 3 years.
Yeah, that's where I would be.
Yeah,
3 years, because football's not overnight.
No, and as you say, the Alex Ferguson example is exactly that, isn't it?
And you look at Arteta at Arsenal. He had a miserable time for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
So Amram's nearly 1 year into that 3-year contract, and he's statistically one of the worst coaches in Man United's history. So just going to be supportive for all the journalists here. His win percentage is 40%, which is the worst since Frank O'Farrell back in the 70s. So it's not exactly knee-jerk reporting. I just think Manchester United aren't doing good enough for the stature of the club. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe said the Glazers won't come over his head and fire the manager. talkSPORT presenter, Man United fan Hugh Wozencroft told Dean Ashton on kickoff that he doesn't understand why people are advising Sir Jim to do these interviews.
For me, I look at the football club. Firstly, who keeps putting Sir Jim Ratcliffe in front of a microphone to talk about the club?
Maybe him.
And that's another alarm bell. Like, if there's no one in the room that can just say no to him, or even say, if you're going to go and do a podcast about business, talk about your other businesses, please. He actually said in this interview that the Glazers wouldn't fire Ruben Amram over his head. He actually said they can't really run a club that's as complex as Manchester United from over the pond. Well, they seemed to do it before you got there. They weren't great, so I'm not saying that he's wrong on that, but my point is, if they wanted to fire Ruben Amram, they would. If all the fans at Manchester United decide to boycott and not go to games and stop spending money, Ruben Amram will get dropped immediately. There is no point making a promise that the Glazers won't sack him.
So Jim Ratcliffe potentially wanted to do this interview because he felt as though the pressure was building up on Ruben Amram and wanted to step in and quieten the noise a little bit, because he is coming under increased pressure the more and more that the Manchester United aren't getting the results at the moment. 40% win percentage is not good enough. They're currently 10th in the Premier League, and you just feel as though even Ruben Amram just needs to get more results. But potentially that is why Sir Jim Ratcliffe feels as though he needs to come in, step in and do these interviews, because he is, at the end of the day, head of football operations. So someone needs to back and show some support for the head coach, because otherwise the noise, especially on social media and within the media, is just going to build. So maybe that's why he felt as though he needed to do it. But Manchester United fan Graham called Sports Bar last night to get behind Sir Jim's latest comments.
Absolutely amazing what Ratcliffe said tonight.
Go on.
I think that will absolutely galvanise our club. What he's done is he's brought us all together, and he said, we are going to back this manager. And you know what that's reminded me of?
Go on.
Listen, everyone questions, why do we back our managers? JB, I'll ask you the question. Why do Man United fans back their managers through hard times?
I don't know. Go on. The last one didn't.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Right.
No one else has lived that, have they, mate?
What do you mean?
No one else has lived what we lived through with Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, so he makes good points. Alex Ferguson, one of the greatest managers, of course, of all time. And maybe Ruben Amram needs to just weather the storm at the moment and get Manchester United out of this tricky spell. At the same time, I don't understand why he doesn't change his formation, adapt, evolve per game, per team. It seems like something that many of the greatest managers would do. So, and maybe that's a way of getting better results for Manchester United. So maybe the formation system needs to be looked at, and you can still have a brilliant footballing philosophy, even if you just tweak things slightly per team and per game. But maybe that needs to be looked at, and just maybe he needs to just have a look at how he approaches the next period. But good to see that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has shown his support for the manager and is backing him all the way for the next 2-year period at least. Now, it's normally a friendly, but I think we can expect anything but tonight.
I don't believe in friendlies. We're not here to play a friendly. Now, due to where we are, England on the border with Wales, and people would sense that as a rivalry. We're not your rivals, you understand that, yeah? Because you have to be two top teams going at each other on a consistent basis to be a rival. We're not. But tomorrow, to us, like it was Canada, we don't do friendlies. We're here to win. Like we set out to every game. Our preparation hasn't changed. We've completely prepared as we would do for a Belgium game. It doesn't change. Our habits won't change. And tomorrow, it'll be exactly the same. And Monday, like I said, will take care of itself.
Yeah, so England host Craig Bellamy's Wales at Wembley tonight. The Wales boss says they're not coming to London as tourists and will play on the front foot because if you defend deep against England, you will die a slow death. Meanwhile, Thomas Tuchel's been talking about squad unity and mentioned a documentary about the New England Patriots that he recently watched about making the team rather than collecting the best players. Arguably, the best player, Harry Kane, is missing tonight due to injury. So talkSPORT's Angelina Kelly asked Tuchel who's captaining England tonight.
Yeah, I have some clues. It will be John Stones, Declan Rice or Jordan Henderson, one of the three.
Are you putting them in a hat and just picking one out? Or?
No. I know to which one I give it, but they don't know if they start. So and I will not now give the lineup away. So, but one of the three, they are the three, including Harry, who are at the moment pushing the standards, setting the standards, and they are the leaders and they are the captains.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he picks, whether it's John Stones, Declan Rice or Jordan Henderson. I think he might go with Declan Rice because obviously Stones just coming back to fitness. Jordan Henderson's, how often is he going to be playing at the World Cup? And for these games, it's not long. World Cup is next summer, so you need to be trialling out and using these opportunities when Harry Kane isn't available. He picked up a knock in his last game, so he potentially is going to be available for Latvia, the World Cup qualifier, because if they win that against Latvia next week, they will qualify for the World Cup. So Wales tonight, Latvia next week, and hopefully all eyes will be on the World Cup. And following Steven Gerrard's comments about England's so-called golden generation that you will have been hearing across talkSPORT, being disconnected and saying that they're egotistical losers, really strong comments coming from him. Tuchel has told us that shows how important it is to have a really strong group.
What a waste of opportunity with this golden generation. And people tell me always the same thing, like players who made it happen and reached a big prize in international football just tell me that the group was so good together that they could have stayed 8 weeks or 10 weeks in a tournament, and they loved every minute of it. And the teams who don't succeed tell also the same story, that they didn't really enjoy it, that the group was not together. And that's what we are trying. We're trying to build a team. We're trying to build a strong team that is able to go all the way.
Right, today's version of Talking Point, we are focusing on England against Wales, which you can hear on talkSPORT tonight. We're also asking you, who's the first name on your England team sheet right now? If everyone's fit, who's going to be that first name on the England team sheet? If Thomas Tuchel goes over to you, goes, right, you've got the first name to put on that team sheet, who would it be and why? Who does Thomas Tuchel need to build this team around? As for Wales, who do you think is the most important player in Craig Bellamy's side? Wales fans, get in touch. How are you feeling about your chances of qualifying for the World Cup? Give me a call, 03717 223344. You can text the show, 81089. Would love to hear from you this Thursday morning. So England against Wales is live for you on talkSPORT. Kick off tonight with all the build-up from 7 o'clock. Katie Shanahan here with you this Thursday morning. Coming up next, we'll be hearing from Aussie journalist Bharat Sundaresan on just how bad that Pat Cummins injury is. It's 5:14. Hello, a very good morning. How are you doing this Thursday? Katie Shanahan here with you until 6 o'clock when talkSPORT Breakfast comes to your airwaves with Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonahor this morning. We are asking you, we want to know who will be the first name on your England team sheet if everyone is fit. Remember, Harry Kane will not feature in the game England against Wales tonight, which you can hear live on talkSPORT. Give me a call, 03717 223344. You can text the show 81089. We've had a couple of texts come through this morning. A very good morning to Jill. She goes, morning, Katie. Good to have the 5am club back. Yes, it is back with a bang. And really looking forward to the show, as always. Thanks so much, Jill. She says, first name, Rice is a leader, a really important position. Yes, he is. And he could potentially be the captain tonight. It'll either be him, John Stones, John Henderson, out of those three, because, of course, Harry Kane will not be playing or wearing the captaincy. So good opportunity to try out other people. Right, this is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the individual. Right, we've got the best of the back pages coming up in a couple of minutes. But first, here are some of your headlines you're waking up to this Thursday morning. Left out by England, Jude Bellingham is now going to have to fight to prove he's worthy of starting for Real Madrid. That's under Xabi Alonso's new regime. And according to European football broadcaster Andy Brassel, who believes that the midfielder left out of Thomas Tuchel's latest squad could be getting back to his best. Andrew Flintoff says he won't coach the Northern Superchargers in cricket's The 100 anymore. That's because he thinks he's worth more than he's been offered to stay. The new owners of Superchargers, the Sun Group, say that Flintoff was offered an increase in salary, but they respect his decision to step away. And Manchester United beat Vålerenga 1-0 on their debut in the Women's Champions League. Captain Myla Tissier scored the winner from the penalty spot. Manager Mark Skinner says it was a job well done.
We created enough chances to be really comfortable tonight and probably haven't been as clinical as we needed to. It's our first night in Europe and we've took 3 points and a clean sheet, so I'm happy with that.
And of course, for all of the day's biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Right, we're just 6 weeks out from the Ashes now, and some massive news dropped yesterday out of Australia. Captain Pat Cummins is expected to miss the first test in Perth, which is starting on the 21st of November, and could even miss the whole series. He's got a problem in his lower back, but it's not a stress fracture, we believe. And we caught up with Aussie journalist Bharat Sundaresan to ask just how bad that injury is.
Every physio I've spoken to says it's case to case when it comes to this kind of lumbar stress issue, and especially with the lower back. And you won't really find out how fit the cricketer is or how good they are to go play in a test match till they actually start bowling. So because he hasn't bowled yet, I think the time frame for him to even start bowling and prove his fitness for Perth has sort of run out. But I think the big question will be when he does start bowling. Yeah, say he recovers the way he is right now, only then will we find out. Because in an extreme case, it could take from 8 to 10 months. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not how bad it is for Pat. But till the time he bowls and bowls at full tilt, we won't know, or he won't know, and the medical team would know how good or bad it is.
Right, it's time to have a look at the back pages. First of all, Nick Ellaby is back in the studio. You did that interview with Bharat Sundaresan. Pat Cummins, I mean, that is going to be such a big blow for the Ashes, isn't it?
It is a big blow for Australia. I mean, Michael Afton's been writing in the Times today that actually he gave England not a bad shout winning down under. I mean, Australia still favourites, but England haven't actually won a test in Australia since 2011. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. But, you know, Pat Cummins, not only is he the captain and the spearhead of the attack, Australia have this possibly one of the greatest bowling attacks of all time, but it's ageing. And Pat Cummins is, I think he's late 20s, but Josh Hazlewood and Mitchell Starc are 32 and 34. Scott Boland is a very good replacement, but not only, you know, is he the captain, he's also pretty good with the bat. He won a test match in England in the last Ashes with the bat. So potentially huge news. And Bharat Sundaresan, the Aussie journalist we were hearing from there, agreed that, you know, he still thinks Australia are going to win. He's Australian, he has to say that. But, you know, yeah, seismic news for the Ashes. So come on, the boys.
Yeah, so a lot of the back pages are dominated by these quotes from Sir Jim Ratcliffe talking about, we'll give him 3 years on the back page of the Daily Mail. Ratcliffe, I'll give Amram 3 years. I mean,
You're going to sing this on the back of the...
No, I'm going to leave that over to you, Nick. Go on.
When the boss is a flop, but he won't get the chop, that's amore.
Very good. You had to commit, so I'm impressed.
Got to commit. So yeah, 2 more years. He's nearly had a year, right? He came in 1st of November. He's got a 40% win percentage. Statistically, one of the worst managers Manchester United have ever had. But we do know there is this kind of malaise at the club. Where do you think the blame lies? The Glazers, Amorim, Ratcliffe, someone else?
All combined?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've got to build the culture behind the scenes and everything in terms of the hierarchy all the way down, and just everything going on behind the scenes is obviously affecting on the pitch. But at the same time, I don't think Ruben Amorim is helping himself when he's being really stubborn in terms of, this is my system, my formation, my philosophy, I'm not changing. And because he's kind of pinned himself into a corner now, because he's said all of that and been too honest, I think, with the press. I was listening to Mike Phelan say some really interesting quotes, who had to step in for Sir Alex Ferguson a number of times to do press conferences. And Sir Alex Ferguson would say, control the room, control the message that you want to say, and then leave it at that. Don't, because if you let the press overtake you and then your point is kind of shunted to one side, it just means that you need to be in control of the press room. And I just don't think Ruben Amorim is at the moment. And it's just leaving this. If he tweaks his formation slightly,
is he too honest?
He is too honest. Yeah.
I mean, Graham Potter, you could say the same about him. I mean, I like these guys as men. Potter as well.
But I think it's awkward if they're too honest.
Yeah.
Like, even as a journalist, and I speak to a lot of managers.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I can't believe you've just said that to us.
Yeah, I can't believe Potter entertained all that face swapping stuff. Like, he should have just shut that down. I mean, there's another question there about whether West Ham should have let him do that press conference. Anyway, couple of interesting stories in one in the Independent from Miguel Delaney, who's writing that he is feeling that this Manchester City charges, there was 115, now it's 129 or 130. He thinks that we're going to get some sort of call on that this month because of the APT rules that came out, with the Premier League having a settlement with Manchester City over accepting those new rules on associated party transactions, allowing companies that are connected to the club's owners to give basically, let's call it what it is, inflated sponsorship deals. But those Premier League new rules have come in, which has maybe allayed some of the concerns about some of the other clubs around the Premier League. But the feeling at the moment is that we are going to get a call on those charges at Man City in the next month. It's gone on for a long, long time, and this has been hanging over people in the club as well. And yeah, not sure quite exactly what's going to happen, but there's obviously, they've settled on the APT, whether Manchester City are looking at a points deduction or a transfer embargo or something else, we just don't know. But we've been hearing for months now, it's going to be next month, but I think it feels like we can expect something at least before Christmas.
And you just want it to reach its conclusion now. It has felt as though it's rumbled on. I just wanted to bring to your attention the Times. Obviously, we've got a lot of the stories regarding England against Wales tonight, pictures of Thomas Tuchel, and this quote about, we must play like underdogs. He's kind of gone with this underdogs title heading into the World Cup, which I can kind of understand. You've got the likes of Brazil, France, Argentina, Spain. They are incredible teams. That's not to say that I'm saying that England won't win the World Cup, but he's also...
Well, you saying they won't win the World Cup?
No, I'm just saying that realistically, there's some really tough teams in this tournament. And I think Thomas Tuchel is also just trying to keep everyone's expectations they haven't won it since 1966. So we can go in thinking, we've got a brilliant team, got like really, really exciting talent coming through. If everyone's fit, we've got a brilliant chance. But there's also some excellent teams in the tournament as well.
Of course. I think England's biggest enemy probably is going to be the conditions. It's going to be really hot. England like to play quite a running game. Interesting that those comments about underdogs, as you say. I think what Tuchel is trying to do, we can see he's trying to build his team, his system, and to get guys together, you need some sort of outside pressure. So, whether it's, I'm leaving some guys out, making players like Bellingham, Foden, Grealish play for their place. It seems like everyone who is in the camp wants to be there. Some interesting comments from John Stones as well overnight. But, Tuchel's had such a short amount of time and he's got so few games to do it. you know, they've paid the money for who the FA think is the best man. We've just got to give him some time at least to put his plans in place. Before I go, very, very quickly, Netflix are going to bid for Champions League TV rights in a huge shake-up. UEFA of changing the way they sell their TV rights. So from 2027-28 season, we could see Champions League games on Netflix.
I know, and think how many people could then watch it worldwide. I mean, you felt as though it's been coming Netflix and these streaming platforms being able to get...
It's too many. We have too many subscriptions.
Too many subscriptions.
I was thinking about getting rid of my Netflix subscription.
Oh, no, you can't.
It's full of rubbish. But if we get
there's
Champions
loads
League,
of things, bro. We'll discuss after what you need to be watching on Netflix. There's plenty of things to be going on. Thanks for all of your texts coming in. Also, thank you to Paul. We will be speaking about Scotland's massive game in the World Cup qualifying campaign tonight. They face Greece. That's at 7:45 for Scotland. So thank you, Paul, for your text coming in there. Manager Steve Clarke says his team must play simply better than the last time that they faced Greece if they're to stay unbeaten. So Scotland lost 3-0 against Greece when they last met in the Nations League in March, but they face Greece tonight, 7:45, Scotland against Greece. Right, this is Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, here with you this Thursday morning. talkSPORT Breakfast is coming up for you at 6 o'clock with Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonhor. Right, it's 5:29. Up next, we'll be hearing from John Obi Mikel on John Terry's full kit moment and who he thinks was England's best midfielder of the golden generation. And of course, we'll be having some fun with the front pages. It's 5:29.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules behind it? Back when association football started, pitches could be 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge just to adjust. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one, 2 metres wider than others. But the smallest of all? Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 metres wide. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too, such as Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, where the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long, between 45 and 90 metres wide. Just imagine a pitch that's 120 metres long and 45 wide. Madness. So there you have it. There is a standard size and most teams do generally follow it. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning, Katie Shanahan here with you on Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good to have your company this morning, and loads of you texting in regarding who will be the first name on the England sheet if everyone is fit. Harry Kane not playing in the England against Wales game tonight. Scotland also in action. They're up against Greece. 7:45 kickoff in that World Cup qualifier for you. But Alan Brazil and Gabby Bonahor will be here very shortly in about 25 minutes' time. 6 o'clock with talkSPORT Breakfast. So whether you're on your way to work, walking the dogs perhaps, or even maybe you're in the gym, on your way to the gym, keep those texts coming in and talkSPORT bubbling away in the background. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Top story this morning regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe's latest comments on giving Ruben Amorim 2 more years to prove himself at Manchester United. Sports bar Jason Cundy questioned why he said anything at all.
Isn't the public declaration of how far we're going to spend a relationship together in a manager and a football club a contract? So I don't think he needs to come out and say that. The contract is evidence for us, and Man United fans to say how long is this he sees us being together, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know why he has to come out. The problem he's going to have is if things go south. They got Liverpool away, right?
Yeah, the next 4 games: Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away.
Yeah.
He loses all 4 of them. Don't tell me he's got 3 years left in his contract. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know why he feels the need to come out and say it when the contract that he has signed is for another 3 years, I believe, right? So that's the evidence. That's all you need.
I was also thinking, many managers that are hearing those comments thinking, what a luxury. He's just been told he can have 2 more years, which is something we don't often hear towards managers. They've got to kind of sort things out in a couple of months. So, fair play to Sir Jim Ratcliffe backing his manager and openly discussing that as well as to, no pressure in terms of we are backing you, supporting you. And let's see if the Manchester United success can come soon, because it needs to, especially if you're Ruben Amorim and you're going to sleep every night, you probably think, I really need these things to turn around. So yeah, give me a call on your thoughts on this. I've had a text come here in from Dan the Trucker, not a Manchester United fan, he says, but talking about Manchester United, you just got to look at the players. Sir Alex Ferguson, if you compare to him as manager compared to the players now, it's a huge difference. And Dan, I think you make a really good point. The players were absolutely prolific back in the day under Sir Alex Ferguson, so things are a little bit different under Ruben Amorim. But we're also asking you this morning, first name on the England or Wales team sheet. You can text the show 81089 or give me a call 03717 223344. This is Early Sports Breakfast, though, with Adrian Flux. The cover you need at a price you will love with What Fans Insurer of the Year 2021. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Here's some of the headlines you're waking up to this morning. Hull KR's Jez Litton says it'll be a huge boost if hooker Mickey Mlakorum is declared fit to play in Saturday's Super League Grand Final. That's against Wigan. Prop Jared Warera Hargreaves has been cleared to play after having a suspension overturned. Shane Lowry returns to the golf course today for the very first time since sinking the putt, which ensured that Europe retained the Ryder Cup. Still love the jig that he did at the end to celebrate. He's in action at the Open de España in Madrid, along with his Ryder Cup teammate, John Rahm. And England will be without captain Harry Kane for tonight's friendly. That's against Wales. John Henson, John Stones, or Declan Rice will be chosen to lead the team in his absence. And defender Mark Gay is captain of Crystal Palace, but he's just content to be involved.
Definitely when you have senior players like Dec, like Jordan, like Stonesy in the squad, pickers, there's no way I'm taking that armband off them. So, yeah, so look, I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, so we have been speaking about what would be the first name on the England team sheet if everyone's fit. So mine, for example, would be Harry Kane if everyone's fit. Obviously, he's not fit to play against Wales tonight, but we are expecting him to be back against Latvia in their final World Cup qualifier. Remember, if they win that, they will qualify for the World Cup. We've had a couple of texts coming in this morning. A lot of love for John Pickford. So thank you to Craig, the Wolves fan in Birmingham, saying the first player on my England team sheet would be John Pickford. He consistently goes under the radar, but only because he isn't at a glamorous club. However, he never lets his country down. Yeah, he is brilliant, John Pickford, for England, and just always performs and never, like you say, never lets his country down. We've also had this text come in from Mick in Southbrook. Good morning, Mick. He says, "Morning, Katie. Great to have you back on the radio." Thank you very much, Mick. Number one on England team sheet has to be, of course, our number one, John Pickford, and he should be the England captain tonight. He has been our captain at Everton. Yeah, John Pickford always delivering, but unfortunately, Thomas Tuchel has said it's down to John Stones, Declan Rice, out of those three. John Henson, that was it. John Henson, Declan Rice and John Stones are the three that Thomas Tuchel will pick between tonight. So we're also going to be hearing from many of you this morning. Keep those texts coming in, 81089. You can give me a call, 03717 223344, and that's exactly what Michael, the Newcastle fan, has done this morning. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Katie Pett. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for calling in on the show. So what would you like to say about England and your first name on the England team sheet?
It's got to be Declan Rice.
Okay.
It's got to be Rice. Midfield maestro. He's solid. He's professional. He leaves no on the. It's all out there. He puts in a shift. He's like he reminds me a little bit of a Brian Robson back in the old days. He's not shy of a tackle, and he's calm on the ball. And after seeing them free kicks that he's put in, well, I was just talking to our producer, and asked him his thoughts on it. He had Pickford. Obviously, Harry Kane's not fit to play. But I Pickford. Sorry, Declan Rice for me. What about yourself?
I was going to say Declan Rice also. I mean, I am Arsenal biased, so I'm going to say Declan Rice on this one.
Are you a Gooner?
I'm a Gooner, yes. But Declan Rice, I know, Michael, it was going so well, wasn't it? Until I said that.
He's a solid professional. He'd go in any team. He's a good lad, all-round good player. He's solid, and he's one of those that he doesn't get enough accolades for me. Like he's a very good footballer, and he would be my first pick, Pat.
Do you think that England should build a team around him then?
I think we need to know what team England's going to put out first and foremost. Obviously, you know, we've got the new manager, and he's testing these players, and we're running out of. I hate internationals, to be honest with you, Katie. I'm all for me football, you know, every week. But we need to see what sort of side he's going to put out. But as a midfielder, I think he's my first. I don't know about building a team around him.
Yeah.
But he's certainly the first on the team sheet for me.
Great answer. I agree with you. Michael, have a great day. Thanks so much for calling the show.
And you, Flower. Bye.
Thank you. Great to hear from Michael this morning. And right, it is time for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
talkSPORT.
Right, Nick Ellaby is back alongside me. What have you found in the papers this morning? You know what, just before that, we were talking about soup chat the other day.
Yeah.
I had someone come up to me in the street and go, I cannot believe tomato and basil is second on the nation's favourite soups. I was like, you know what, people do listen.
This is the segment we're all talking about.
The soup chat that we were talking about the other day.
I'll tell you, I'll give you some stuff.
Oh, here we go. Are we back on soups again?
Public transport tomorrow. Before we get to soups and other related items, great call from Taka at the moment. Man United, he says, if Man United come out and speak, then people criticise them. If they don't say anything, people say, why are they not talking? He doesn't think they can win. And he also said Mark Gay be the first name on his team sheet. So morning, Taka. Thanks for calling. Front of the Daily Star. Have you seen the size of this Scottish politician? That's him next to Kemi Badenoch.
How tall is he?
He's 7'2", tall Tory, James McAlpine, hoping to make it big in British politics. On the subject of politics, we heard in Cara Bentley's bulletin there that Keir Starmer's looking to maybe extend pub opening hours. They could be open till the early hours in a bid to boost Britain's economy. It was reported last night. The plans are reportedly designed to boost the British night out. Obviously, we have to say drink responsibly. I imagine you're gearing up for a big night out in Glasgow with Brazil, are you?
Yes, we are off with the breakfast team. And I will be maybe treated to a drink or two with the lovely Alan Brazil, but we'll find out later. Maybe even a curry.
Or two.
Or two, or three, or four.
Please
See if we all roll out for talkSPORT breakfast tomorrow.
Absolutely. Listen, I really love this story. Queen in Doggy Delight. This is obviously still in the Daily Star. The late Queen was thrilled. She accidentally created a dog breed. TV cook Dame Prue Leith has revealed the Dorgy hybrid came about in the 1970s when one of the Queen's corgis, called Tiny, had a secret liaison.
Oh, wow.
With one of Princess Margaret's Dachshunds named Pipkin. So it's a Corgi Dachshund cross.
Wow, that's sneaky, isn't it?
And now the royal family are breeding them. So this is all from Prue Leith on the podcast. Have you got a favourite dog breed?
I want to say I like Frenchies. The Australian Shepherd, I want to say.
Like a working dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Australian Shepherd puppy. Very cute.
Okay.
May end up getting one.
I've never had a dog, but if I did, maybe a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh, wow.
They're pretty big, though.
They are big.
I couldn't have one in a flat.
Well, that's the thing. Even with these Australian Shepherd puppies, which I've been looking at loads with my husband, we were like, oh, why don't we get one? But that's the thing. They need to be out and about. They need to be running, all of that kind of stuff. So we will see.
David Beckham's got a straight red card from Posh, apparently, when he suggested trying for another baby. That would be baby number 5, maybe one too many for the Beckham clan. And I don't know if we've got time for this, but fears abducted folk inserted with ET genes. Some humans may be part alien after having extraterrestrial genes inserted during abductions. Boffins claim. I was wondering which talkSPORT presenter is most likely to be part alien.
I don't know how long you got. I don't know. Part alien.
Yeah.
Part alien.
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot with that one, haven't I?
Oh, I don't know.
If any of them are part alien.
Yeah, maybe Alan?
I might say Ali McCoist because of his superhuman talents.
Yes, this is true.
One of the greatest strikers we've ever seen. Good luck to Scotland tonight, by the way. Massive game against Greece. Also, great singer and a Hollywood actor. He's in that film Shot at Glory with Robert Duvall.
Yes.
And Robert Duvall said Ali McCoist is a natural actor. So for me, that's how I'm getting out of it. Ali McCoist.
No, I think that's a very good argument.
Superhuman.
Yeah,
maybe part
super Ali McCoist. Yeah, super part alien Ali McCoist. Nick, thank you very much. Thank you very much for Nick Ellaby there with the front pages. I never know what we're going to go through, but somehow aliens always come up as boffins claim. They're out there somewhere. Right, good morning. It's 5:47. Up next, we're going to be looking ahead to a huge game at Wembley tonight and whether anyone in Wales has anything to prove. This is Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan. Good morning.
This is more about last camp and what we started to build.
Lovely delivery. Moore nods it down and gets it in at the second attempt. Keeper Moore fires it home.
There's a different intensity with these type of teams. That's why it's top level.
Whatever England do is monitored so closely.
Against intensity, England will certainly offer that. It allows us to keep improving.
Head to the tee, plays it square. Wilson! It's Harry Wilson with another goal.
There are some big players that are not in this squad that are playing well enough to get themselves into the squad.
Unbelievable! A Jude Bellingham overhead kick.
Is he one of the best players in the world in midfield? Yes. This is a team sport. We have to find solutions.
Wembley Stadium against one of the top nations in the world. I don't know what that is, apart from being excited.
Right, huge game, England against Wales, which you can hear live on talkSPORT tonight with build-up from 7. It is a friendly with the World Cup qualifier against Latvia next week. But what a game it's going to be at Wembley tonight. England against Wales, as I say. You can listen to build-up from 7 o'clock tonight. Right, we're asking you, what would be the first name on the England team sheet? We've had a lot of texts coming in this morning. Good morning to Jamel from Midlands. He says, good morning, Katie. Jack Grealish, if fit and in prime Jack all day. He's got to be out on the left-hand side. He's your first pick. But you're also saying Elliot Anderson as well. Elliot Anderson, by the way, what a player he is as well. We've had this from Darren. He's got to say Harry Kane has to be the first name on my England team sheet. He wins matches and he's huge. That's from Darren, the Spurs fan. Also, just looking at England's, I suppose, reliance on Harry Kane in terms of games. Ollie Watkins will likely play the number 9 role tonight, but Harry Kane not going to play tonight, likely to be back against Latvia, but the England captain has scored a record 74 goals and that's 109 caps, with the rest of the current squad scoring 53 between them. So Darren, the Spurs fan, yes, Harry Kane, that would probably be my first name on the England team sheet as well. One also text here from Lloyd from Kent. Good morning, Lloyd. He's saying first name in the England team sheet has to be Bukayo Saka. Absolutely. When he's fit, he's consistently England's top performer. And also another message saying from Mike. Good morning, Mike. Saying good morning, have a great day, and please good luck to Wales against England. Can't wait for that one tonight. And we've also had a message from CJ in Burntwood who says this would be his first name in the England team sheet.
Guy here, obviously, because he's just been solid for seasons and seasons now. Everybody's after him. He's just a superb defender, isn't he? All-rounder, really. Brilliant.
Yeah, really good call there, because Mark Gahey, he's been prolific, hasn't he? So, and also potentially an England captain in the future. Harry Kane not playing tonight, so it's between Declan Rice, John Stones and John Henson, but also Mark Gahey potentially captaining England later down the line as well. So a huge game between England and Wales. And talkSPORT's Lawrence Mora asked Craig Bellamy if the likes of Carl Darlow and Ethan Ampadu need to show Wembley what they can do.
We've got a lot of players maybe as well that have got something to prove tomorrow on the pitch.
To who?
To the watching world, I suppose, to Premier League fans, to maybe England fans.
I don't believe so, no. They've got nothing to prove to what we do and how we work. They've proven that. Darlow in a short space of time. Ethan, you forget how young he is, but still the amount of years he's been playing and playing for Wales, I don't believe they do. Listen, the only bit you ever have to prove is to yourself. No one else. No one else. And they're two stand-up people, two real pros. Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, always enjoy hearing from Craig Bellamy. Blockbuster press conferences, and best of luck to him on Wales against England tonight. It's also a massive night for Scotland's World Cup qualification. Their manager, Steve Clarke, says his team must simply play better than the last time they faced Greece if they're to stay unbeaten. Scotland lost 3-0 against Greece when they met in the Nations League back in March, and Clarke hopes that was just a blip.
We gave away goals that are not really part of our makeup. We don't normally defend and give goals away like we did in the last game. There were some moments in the first 30 minutes where I think we showed that we can be a threat to Greece. We'd obviously been in Greece and won the game.
Okay. Here is what's coming up on breakfast this morning. Former Scotland striker Ross McCormack will preview Scotland against Greece. We've also got the four-time British champion jockey Oisin Murphy's here to talk about his new book. And 2018 Tour de France winner Geraint Thomas has a book out as well, so he'll be on breakfast this morning. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, here with Adrian Flux as well. Insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Shaban is back tomorrow morning from 5 till 6. Thanks so much for listening and have a great day.